Hey, Kyle Richards. I, first of all, when Kyle fucks up, I take it very personally because I identify with her. Um, I didn't know. Not that I didn't know on an intellectual level, I knew on an intellectual level. It just never occurred to me that it was an option for me to not do the white picket fence and stuff, which didn't make a lot of sense to me because when I was super young, when I was in my late teens and early 20s, I couldn't even conceive of having kids. And then let me tell you something, that biological clock took over, and it's the only thing I wanted. And creating that family and keeping that family close became the only thing I cared about, to the detriment of my family. So when Kyle fucks up, I take it very personally. Um, the worst of her, I feel like, was when she blurted out the shit about Kim in the limo, but I also understand it. I know that my worst behaviors have been done out of fear, in defense, or trying to protect, usually in a misguided attempt to protect someone I love. And what I saw that other people maybe don't see was Kim said some shit about Mo stealing her house. Tensions were already high at that point between the sisters because Mo was looking to go out on his own. And I think this was a year or two before that actually happened. But you know, the rumblings were there. You know, when someone is dissatisfied and looking to make moves in a workplace, you know how that goes down. It's not quick, usually. So you could already tell that there were issues, there was tension there. And then she said that. And even though she didn't say, your husband stole my house, she said, that's what Kyle heard. And that's why she freaked out, in my opinion. The Kyle Dorit stuff. Let me tell you something. I believe, and this is not to say that I don't ride for Kyle, because I do, but I believe that when the Lucy Juicy Apple Juicy shit went down, that the plan was, between probably Rinna and Kyle, that they were going to kill two birds, one stone. Kyle already was feeling jealousy, didn't like Dorit taking her shine, and I'm not a Dorit fan at all. She didn't like that LVP took Dorit's side and that shit in New York and stuff. She was holding a grudge. Kyle does hold a grudge. I hold a motherfucking grudge. Ain't gonna lie. Um, but she didn't like any of that, and I believe that her and Rinna thought that the Lucy Juicy Apple Juicy thing would take out not only LVP, but also Dorit because of the implications about the animal stuff. That's my opinion, and I believe it backfired. Okay? Another bad behavior situation. Also, in defense of Kyle, during the witchy poo season, a weaker person would have fucking folded. She had LVP, Yolanda, and Brandy riding hard for her. And everybody seems to forget now those seasons that she went through. All that bullshit, them digging and digging and digging at her. Didn't anybody talk about how Yolanda was married to a man that fucks women a third his motherfucking age? You know what I'm saying? Fuck all y'all. Everybody hide shit. Go fuck yourself. She's shown the most out of everybody. So here I'm getting to my defense. But anyway, so she was a champ for that season. But her next really hard to watch season for me was the season with Denise. First of all, if Brandy is to be believed, Denise Richards took advantage of her. If you believe Brandy's story, I'm not saying I do, but if you take Brandy at her word, what she related was coercion, maybe. There were some boundaries crossed, let's just say, if that's true. And that allegedly for entertainment purposes only. No, I don't want no smoke. But that's how it read to me, if Brandy was to be believed. But the homophobia that both Kyle and Teddy, who I am not a fan of, one of the things I'm disappointed in Kyle about is her continued friendship with Teddy, who is a predator. I will get to that, because she preys on women's insecurities to make money. And I got big problems with that shit. Anyway, that was a bad season. The homophobia that was blatant, but I believe that Kyle's bad behavior during that season was, remember this, I think this was also the season during the reading at Garcelle's house, the horoscope reading or whatever, birth charts, or not at Garcelle's house, at Erica's house, where, they were like, your friendship with Teddy is different from us and you need to cop to it. I think the reason why Kyle was so defensive and crazy was because she was feeling a kind of way about Teddy. Teddy has moved in there now. Morgan Wade was a fucking smokescreen, motherfuckers. My opinion. Just my opinion. Anyway, but we'll get back to that. And she behaved very badly then. And that was, I believe, in defense of herself, probably a little bit of in defense of Teddy, and protecting her family. And let me tell you something. Her family, to Kyle Richards, because I get it, is her husband and her kids. And when push comes to shove, her family is her kids, and that is it. Everybody else can go fuck themselves, and I understand that. I 100% understand that. But I think there was a little bit of panic and self-hatred. I know that when I behave badly in defense of someone I love, or born from my own deep self-loathing, when I get mad at Kyle, when I fling and flang, it's because I am recognizing things that I do not like in myself. So I am in no way criticizing her in any way, or anybody really, because I wouldn't be able to do any of this shit. I'm sitting here in a fucking chair in a hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody listen to me, but I gotta say it. I feel like it. Anyway, so very bad season. Very bad season. She behaved very badly. And then her best fucking friend died. In a very bad way. In a way that leaves people more questions. It just does. She lost her best friend. And her husband was not there for her. And that's what happened. A huge event. There was certainly a huge event in my life that made me done with my husband. It wasn't, it had to do with my kids and not me specifically. But, and y'all remind me to tell you about the one-legged man one time, because he changed my life too. Anyway, she needed him. He wasn't there. She was done. She was getting some digs in. I think that Morgan Wade saw an opportunity after Kyle followed her on Instagram to raise her profile, thought it would be fun, said, oh, let's be cheeky, let's do this video. While simultaneously Kyle was questioning, maybe, or maybe she wasn't questioning until after people started talking shit. She says that in the season premiere this season, and I believe that because, and I'll tell you in a second, I had no idea that I might be queer in any way until my son was like, Mom, you're more than a quarter gay. Shout out to Jay Moore's stand up, by the way. Um, so anyway, so I think that's what happened with that. I think that, yeah, I know Ryan Bailey, shout out Ryan Bailey, so bad it's good, had the oracles on a little bit ago, and they were saying that the Morgan thing was a publicity thing, and I think it was. I think everybody's saying it's a publicity thing on Kyle's end. I don't think it was. I think it was a publicity stunt on Morgan's end, and then she got more smoke. People weren't taking her music seriously, then she became a sideshow, and she didn't fucking like that. My opinion, allegedly. Shout out to Jesus and Miro. Also, the greatest late night comedy show ever to be put on the air. Jesus and Miro. Check out the old ones on Showtime because you can't watch it now because they broke up and I'm so sad about it. But anyway, so yeah, I think it was publicity. Now, the shit with Dorit is deep. First of all, Dorit took Kathy's side. Strike one. Second of all, the shit at BravoCon, I don't think Kyle really cared, but she knew that there was clips that producers could pull up to call back to. I do think the shit about the rumors, I think Dorit enjoyed the rumors a little bit too much for Kyle's liking, and I think there was a little bit too much smoke, and Kyle's insecurities took over there. So is she right? No, I'm just telling you, in her mind, this is the litany of bullshit that she has picked up in her mind. And I'm not saying she's right or wrong, but I fucking get it. The shit, listen, if that bitch had kissed Maya, I don't care what had just happened to her. I don't care if she just said to Jesus, you kiss my man like that, I will fuck you up. You kiss my woman like that, I will fuck you up. No. And I don't mean physically. I'm not a violent person, but fuck that. I get that jealousy. I understand that. That runs deep. I 100% get it. Anyway, so that, and then Dorit betrayed Kyle's trust when she brought up her marriage on camera. Kyle is clearly uncomfortable in that car at that time, and she should have been given the grace of that season after the loss of her friend to figure it out. Just like Dorit should be given the grace now, but I think she is playing it up for the cameras a little bit. I really do. I'm not. Also, I've never been a big Dorit fan, and I never liked PK. And listen, Erica Jane's got her fucking problems, but the way they came for her in Panigate, the way they slut shamed, body shamed her was disgusting. So I don't fuck with them, and I never fucking forget. And I don't fuck with them for that reason. Right there. Nope. And I realize that's hypocritical because I forgive Kyle a lot of shit too. But I've been riding with Kyle from the beginning, and I think Dorit and PK are fake as fuck. Anyway. So yeah. So the shit about bringing it up on camera, and then she showed her text messages on camera. So fuck you, Dorit. Honestly, as far as Kyle's concerned, now the fact that she's being nice and making nice for the show, good. She's worried about her job and stuff. I love to see Kyle, but I would like to see her. I actually like to see her as a producer. I think she brings a lot of knowledge and can bring a lot of people together. And I think y'all are overlooking some opportunities in using her. And Kyle, why aren't you the one producing Beverly Hills? What the fuck? That's what I'm saying. Or, you know what, Kyle? Take your producer hat, go talk to Ariana and Katie and say, hey, let's do a spinoff and make them all suck our dicks. That's what you should do. 100%. 100%. So if you're listening, do that. I'm crazy. Don't listen to me. I know nothing. So yeah. So that's my theory. First episode of the season, I believe it was. I believe Kyle was speaking with Garcelle, talking about, well, it didn't even occur to me that I might even have these feelings until people started talking shit about it. And that was my experience. My son said, Mom, you got to look at that. You got to get in some therapy. And I am, and I'm doing better. In case anyone knows, I say queer. I'm pansexual. Like, I don't, like, I care about the person. It's the person that I care about. That's all. Um, Everybody's beautiful to me. So anyway, but I also understand that because I also have that experience. Also, especially this most recent episode talking about the empty nest, I've never related to anyone more. When my oldest went away to college, I thought I was going to die. My youngest is still at home. And we're actually all in the happy house now together. But when my oldest went away to college, I watched like David Letterman and My Next Guest, and he had former President Obama on, and he talked about it's like your heart is on the outside of your body, and it is. It was that was the one of the hardest things I've ever gone through. And I've lost both my parents, divorce, desertion, all kinds of crazy shit. I survived a bunch of shit. Anyway, so yeah, so that was, I get that part of Kyle not really knowing it was a possibility until it was a possibility. I got married, before my brain was done cooking, had a child right at 25, and then my father died. I never got any kind of therapy or help through that. I never dealt with the grief of my father. I never dealt with my first divorce. I never dealt with any of that. And then boom, my dad had not even been dead a year, and I got married again to a not nice person. And I stayed in that marriage for a very long time until it became clear that I could not stay in that marriage. But because I didn't take care of myself, because we're not taught to. And because people that are a little bit different, well, she's high strung, well, she's emotional, she's just, fuck yourself. But anyway, y'all give Kyle Richards a break. That's all. Bye.